A massive signing has taken place in the NFL. Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Cousins has agreed to a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. This is being reported by his agent, Mike McCartney, 7. Now, this is a deal that everybody was assuming could potentially take place. When the numbers come out, both Mike and Kirk Cousins will probably have made this a very favorable one for the belle of the ball in the quarterback market this particular offseason. But Kirk Cousins is exactly who you think he is. He's going in there. He'll spin the ball. They're going to win some games. Wow. He's Atlanta suited with Raheem Morris back in town and Arthur Blank reinvesting in the team in a new era with Kyle Pitts, who still hasn't been able to prove if he's a guy or not. Are the Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Cousins playoff bond, Ooh. Super Bowl bond? What? We shall see with what we assume will be a massive guaranteed contract between he and the Atlanta Falcons. D-Butch, whenever you think about Kirk Cousins and the talk surrounding him going into free agency, like, hey, you want to get a guy who's going to come in and win games because that's what Kirk Cousins seemingly does. How does this fit for Atlanta? What are your thoughts on this? And how does it go in the NFC South?
I think it's great for those young athletic weapons that they have. Obviously, Bijan Robinson, you talked about Pitts, Drake London. I think we haven't even seen like his potential even close to where he's going to be. But like you said, Kirk Cousins, you know who he is. He's going to be, I think, at his top, he's a top probably 7 to 9 type quarterback in the NFL. Obviously coming off an Achilles, but his style of play, pocket quarterback, gonna stand in there and throw it down the pipe. So I love this signing for Atlanta.
He looks healthy too. You know, these Achilles recoveries have seemingly been expedited over the last couple of years. We've been right in the middle of the new science. Shout out to the Achilles factory out there in LA. Shout out Dr.
Neil Elatrosh.
Great hair.
Great hair.
Great hair.
Cool cat.
Great personality.
3-piece suit. Open button up though.
Yeah.
At the top. Okay. Super duper cool. But I feel like Kirk feels like he's going to be healthy. And at the NFL honors, wasn't he dancing?
Yeah.
He
was singing, shirtless.
Yeah, wasn't he stripping?
Doing a ropes course a couple days ago at his birthday party.
Yeah.
Just a leader that's coming in immediately with some experience that can hopefully lead you to some wins in an NFC South that is seemingly open.
Yeah,
seemingly wide open down there in the NFC.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Atlanta, like this is the first time you've had a guy in 5 years, right? Just because
the Desmond Ritter conversation was wild. Because every year it was like, is he a guy? Is he not a guy? So now this means the Minnesota Vikings are without Kirk Cousins for sure. What do they do going forward? Oof. We shall see. Are they going to try to move up in the draft to get somebody they like? Are they hoping maybe they could trade for zip on the ball Zappy?
That's possible.
Or Jacoby Brissett? Or
Mason Rudolph?
Somebody like Mason Rudolph potentially in Pittsburgh. Now that Russell Wilson is alongside Kenny Pickett in the quarterback room, it's like, what do the Vikings do now after the Falcons get a signing done that we kind of assumed they were going to get done going into the free agency table?
Well, you mentioned it earlier, too, and I don't know if it'll actually happen because if they do trade for him, then I think that kind of means that you're going to have to end up paying him. But, like, now, I mean, is it, like, do they kick the tires on Justin Fields at all? I mean, who knows if the Bears would be okay with trading him in division, but if they're going to get rid of him for, I don't know if
Could
they
you
think that
fathom
highly, but
Chicago Bears fans trading Justin Fields away after the team played their best football for the last couple weeks of the season? Him going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then Caleb, like, couple years to figure, not that he wouldn't, I guess they wouldn't even have, they would have Caleb. So Caleb, like, for a couple years trying to figure it out. Chicago Bears fans would be.
Oh God, he wins MVP in his first season.
You
with
have
the
to see it it's in your division.
Yeah.
And he's still very, very young. Like, this could go on for a long time. That would be a very difficult decision. That'd be a very, very tough decision. Like when Deshaun Watson was available before everything took place. Remember, he asked for a trade from the Houston Texans. I was like, sweet, he's coming to the Colts. And they're like, could you imagine if he traded inside the division, how the Houston Texans fans would feel forever? It's like the Bears have to seemingly think like that because the Vikings are going to be very eager, you would think, in this quarterback market, or at least at draft time, to make some moves. Ladies and gentlemen, about Kirk Cousins' money, allegedly. Another monster payday for Cousins, who gets $100 million guaranteed.
Wow.
Damn.
$90 million in 2024 and 25, plus another $10 million in 2026, and a fresh start in Atlanta at the age of 35. $180 million contract includes $50 million signing bonus. That's reported by Tom Pelissero. Kirk Cousins and Mike McCartney are fucking dogs, at the negotiation table. I love Mulugeta. Mulugheta's got the biggest guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL, and it'll be the biggest guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL for a long time. Mulugheta is an absolute beast. But what Kirk Cousins and McCartney have been doing for a long time now, taking these guaranteed contracts, and Kirk Cousins playing at the level he's playing, showcasing that he can still get better, he can come be your stopgap guy, and he could be your guy to maybe get you to your next guy, or he could be your guy. Like, I think the Vikings thought they were maybe going to win a Super Bowl. Atlanta Falcons are paying him to do the same damn thing. It's like, he doesn't fuck around either.
No.
We're getting $100 million guaranteed if we're coming down there. And they're like, well, I don't know if we want to do that. He's like, all right, well, we'll just go get that somewhere else. And then immediately it's a deal done. Why doesn't everybody do what Kirk Cousins does? Why doesn't everybody do what Mike McCarthy does? And congratulations to them, business-wise, getting another massive payday. But also, Kirk Cousins is a beast on the field. There's a reason why they can do this. And he bets on himself more than most people.
Yeah.
He did franchise tag, 2 year. Like, he'll bet on himself, and he has hit every single time. A little bit of a nerd, but an absolute dog. And I have nothing but respect for him, and congrats to the Falcons getting a deal done.
After that $100 million guaranteed, he will have made $331 million in his NFL career, which is insane to think. He was drafted in the same draft class that RG3 was taken on the same team, and then is as a backup, and then he does. What an insane financial career for Kirk Cousins.
Hey, congrats, Kirk.
Yeah. Mr. Mark.
Dog, dude. Absolute dog. He's got that brain hat on, a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Got that room with mannequins with his uniform
The
on.
memory room.
No, it's not. The mannequins are just there to put the jersey on.
Yeah, to display.
Is he bringing Jack
Awesome.
and Jill?
Yeah, it's like Dick's Sporting Goods, and you're saying, no,
It'd
it's
be amazing. I
Yeah,
would
but
love
the
it.
way you described it was.
No, you took it that way.
You said it in a manner that was like, he's got those mannequins.
Like, yeah, this is super sweet. I love it. I want it.
He does have a suite, the locker room he has in there.
Yeah, it puts the brain helmet on, and then it, like, charts his thoughts, maybe? What is
Yeah, I think so. Nick paid attention to it more. Nick sent me a screenshot of Kirk Cousins wearing his little brain thing and said, you got to see this helmet this guy puts on. What was it?
Yeah, he's training his brain activity and trying to stay sharp because it's a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. So Kirk's in there in the lab working, getting his brain stronger every single day.
Yeah, hell yeah. And he said, you know how you think about something and then after a minute or so, you kind of just stop focusing on it? I guess this machine tells him, stay.
Focus, 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 focus.
If you look away, it stops.
What's so funny, but
hey,
this is modern
It's
science.
Yeah. It's working. Whatever he's doing is working. $100 million guarantee at 35 coming off an Achilles. And to your point, he plays his ass off when he's out there. Been betting on himself. What he was, a 4th round pick in that same draft? No, third or fourth. Yeah, 3rd round pick for him to go on and play and get paid the way he has. I mean, hats off to Kirk. Write a book.
Well, and write a book, do a business dummies 101 thing. The not only just drafted in the 3rd round, same draft as RG3, what they did to draft RG3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They leveraged the entire future of the franchise. And then Kirk has to come in knowing that, hey, just strictly by how the NFL operates, you're going to be fucked here for a while.
At least 3 years.
They're not trading all of that just to be yeah, you know what? 3rd rounder is good. There's egos. That's not just that building, which we've learned a lot about at the time how it was operating. Jesus Christ, that entire thing. But any NFL building, that's exactly how it would go. So for him just to maintain I'm going to get better every single day, and then whenever he has his opportunity, and then he gets franchise tagged, and he gets franchise tagged, and he does, it's this dude's a weapon. Kirk Cousins. Where'd he go to college at?
Oh, Michigan State. Go green.
I'm not saying that.
Go green.
Come on. Thank you, D-Bud.
Thank you,
D-Bud. I don't want to be on camera saying that. That'd be crazy, especially nowadays, especially after what Bill Burr said this past week.